business opportunities, building investment linkages, promoting innovation, and removing bottlenecks to intra-BRICS commerce.
Russia will continue contributing to bringing the economies of the 5 states closer to create conditions for new business projects. It invites all the business communicators of the BRICS countries to work on projects and our partnership ties with Russian companies. We continue supporting the activities of the Business Council as an important tool for fostering mutual beneficial partnership with the BRICS countries.
The BRIC acronym was coined in 2001 by US investment bank Goldman Sachs to describe the world's 4 largest emerging markets at the time: Brazil, Russia, India and China. They began holding formal meetings in 2006. As developing countries, their aim was to play a larger role in the world economy. In 2011, the 4 countries wanted to expand their economic reach to the African continent, so they invited South Africa to join their fold. BRICS nations represent nearly half the world's population and around 17% of global trade. Let's take a look at the countries and where their individual economies stand. China is the world's second largest economy after the US, with more than $11 trillion, but its economy is growing at its slowest pace in 25 years. India has the fastest growing economy out of the 5 countries. It stands at more than $2 trillion. It also has one of the world's highest number of people living in poverty. Brazil is Latin America's largest economy at around $1.35 trillion, but it's been hit hard by corruption and the global fall in oil prices. Unemployment and inflation are both hovering at around 10%. Russia's economy is just over $1 trillion. Sanctions imposed by Western countries after Russia annexed Crimea in 2014 have slowed trade. South Africa's economy is by far the smallest and was estimated at $327 billion in 2015. Unemployment is high, with more than 1 in 5 of its population without work. Well, let's bring in our guests now to discuss more about BRICS. In New Delhi, Sriram Chawla, Dean of the Jindal School of International Affairs. In Nairobi, Ali Khan Sachu, Emerging Markets Economist. And in London, Anastasia Nezvetilova, Director of City Political Economy Research Centre at City University in London. Welcome to all of you. Sriram, if I can start with you, because you're there in India where this summit has been taking place. What's come out of it?
I think substantial agreements have been signed, and there is a momentum to build upon the institutional successes of the past, like the new development bank and the contingency reserve arrangement, and also new ideas, innovative ideas. We are now moving towards setting up a BRICS credit rating agency to challenge the triopoly of the Western rating agencies. There is broad-based cooperation from agriculture to industry to tourism to youth, culture, people-to-people contacts, improvement of BRICS, intra-BRICS trade by lowering customs barriers and also improving intra-BRICS investment flows. So even though the climate is somewhat gloomy in some of the BRICS countries, India as the host is taking the lead because it has the momentum behind it with the highest, fastest growth among all the member countries, and with the dynamic leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, there is a push to broad-base BRICS and make it really relevant, not just in the eyes of the world, but for the people of these 5 countries who, as you said, constitute nearly 45% of the world's population and who have lots of developmental aspirations. It's only by coming together, especially when the economic chips are down, that BRICS can demonstrate that there is something to be gained through multilateral cooperation, which will bring back developmental benefits to the poor in our societies.
Ali Khan Sachu, there in Nairobi, as Sriram said, BRICS represents 43% of the world's population, 23% of the world's GDP. But how relevant is it?
That's a really interesting question, Laura. I think the salad days, the low-hanging fruit, when the BRICS name was created, the phenomenon that we saw for the last 10 years, the easy pickings, those days are over. And each of these individual countries, whether it's Brazil, Russia, India seems to be in the best position, China, lack of credibility about the economic data, South Africa, major governance challenges. The finance minister has just come under attack, from supporters of the president. So I think, it's no longer that mythical thing where it was a rising tide floating all boats. I think there's serious challenges within these countries. And more than that, I think there's so much misalignment now. Prime Minister Modi is talking of Pakistan being the mothership of terrorism. Pakistan and China are very close together now.